And on this episode, Shelton.
This one right here, we got into a little bit of good stuff about why we moved to Arkansas.
Yes, and also why you so sexy because you lost all that weight.
Yeah, man, listen, fellas, I got a challenge for y'all in this one.
You need to listen.
Don't be hard-headed.
All right, listen.
Listen to it. Don't be hard-headed. And I'm telling y'all, if you have ever thought about making a move for your family, this is the podcast you need to listen to. It's going to help you with some direction.
Let's go.
Let's get into it right now.
What's up, friends? It's Marriage Out Loud.
We in here.
Back again.
Yes, sir.
Guess who's back?
Who?
Us.
Ooh.
Marriage Out Loud.
Come on now.
I really love that we are consistent.
I do too.
Like last year, or not last year, but about 8 years ago.
Yeah. It's been a minute.
Basically.
Yeah.
We did about 2 episodes and that was it.
Ooh-wee.
And so I just don't think that was,
that wasn't it.
Really what needed to happen.
You can't keep the people waiting.
We have to tell the people what's up. And you are the people. So Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for your comments.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your interactions. Thank you for coming up to us in public and telling us that you love the show.
Appreciate that. That means a lot for
the
real.
shares.
Yeah. They matter. Thank y'all for all of them shares, man.
Tell your friends, tell your homies, go like the page, Marriage Out Loud on Facebook, Marriage Out Loud on Instagram, Marriage Out Loud on YouTube. All of it.
All of that, because marriage, listen, we in there.
We in there.
Hey, ain't no leaving.
Hey, Button Up.
Hey, Button Up.
I didn't know it. Let me see it.
Yeah, man.
It's Button Up to the top.
Button Up to the top.
Come through, quarter after 2.
Hey, listen, whenever you lose weight and you feel great, them buttons go all the way up. Listen, I didn't realize.
All the way up.
That's a good one. I like that. I didn't know you knew that.
I surprised you. I do know something.
You know a little bit of hip hop.
I do.
Yeah. You more on that.
Woo, Tang, woo.
Oh, now you old. You telling your age now. But no, what I'm saying is this: is that clothes. They make clothes a certain way for a reason, and whenever you a certain size, you can get the full conglomerate of what that clothes supposed to feel like.
How the clothes are supposed to feel.
Yeah. So I'm cool. I've been able to button up the top button of my shirt, and it's been great. I get a little choked out sometimes, but then once it unwinds and gets right, I'm in there.
You know what, honey? I'm very excited. Like we are definitely going through changes. Being a couple in their 40s.
Yes. Jesus.
Lots of things happen in your 40s, but Mike has just gone through this transformative weight loss over the past couple months. Like last year started and into this year. And I just want to let you know, the other podcast you told me something was sexy about me, and that was my relationship with the Lord.
Yeah.
Okay, he liked me praying.
Come on.
He liked me turning.
Ain't nothing like a spiritual woman.
Okay, he liked me in that word.
Come on.
What I've been liking about you that's sexy?
Tell me about it.
I like the commitment to your health.
Yeah.
I think that there are some things before you got committed to your health that couldn't happen for you because the health was out of balance.
What do you mean?
I'm just saying that.
You said that couldn't happen to me. I felt like even as a big man, ain't nothing I can do. I couldn't do.
No.
I'm able to do a whole lot of things a whole lot easier now, if you know what I mean.
A whole lot easier.
Come on now.
I mean, he's in there.
Yeah.
In a different way.
Yeah. Come
Praise
on.
him.
Come on,
Praise
Jesus. Come on. Keep it moving, though. We're going to keep it moving.
No,
keep the
what
rolling.
I'm saying is that I think that God wanted to show you something, do something, not just save your life, but show you something because you have struggled with your weight your whole life.
Man.
And so now to be in a place.
I don't know if I've struggled with my weight my whole life.
You've been big your whole life.
Honey, I like to eat. I don't know if that's a struggle. I just like what I like.
But your health wasn't good, honey.
I didn't say my health wasn't good. I'm just saying you said I struggled with my weight. I'm saying that wasn't a struggle. That was a pastime. I love to eat.
So you love being big?
I didn't say I love being big. I said I love to eat. I don't like what the good food does to me. But I like eating the good food.
Okay.
But what I realized, not everything I thought was good for me was good for me.
You know what? That's a real thing. Shelton will be like, but I thought it was good for you. I thought it was healthy. I was like, no, not slathered in all of those syrups, honey.
Man.
If a chicken is slathered in syrups, but it's just a chicken, he'll be like, this is healthy. I'm like, no, that bang bang chicken ain't healthy.
Man, I like that bang bang chicken.
You like the bang bang.
Come on now. I do like the bang bang. That chicken.
Who's the chicken? Who's the chicken? But seriously, your commitment to that, I think that God has opened up your mind because when you started to take your health in a different direction, you didn't just focus on your health. You were focused on your spirit.
Yeah.
You were focused on your mentality.
Right.
And your health. So I started to see you shifting.
I mean, when the doctor tells you,
oh, here we go.
No. I'm giving you bullet points. We ain't going back to the paragraphs. I'm not. I'm just
I wasn't saying it like that.
Listen to me. I want to challenge all the men listening to this right now, for real. Because men, we don't like going to the doctor.
Oh,
we do not like going to the doctor.
That's a real.
And I hadn't been to the doctor in like 5 years. Now, again, I've always been a big dude, so I wasn't expecting my blood numbers to be perfect. By no means. But I just felt like the Holy Spirit had been telling me for about a year, you need to go to the doctor. You need to go get a physical. You need to go get your blood work done, and let and then whatever the results is.
How long did you feel like he was telling you that and then you didn't?
I was living in disobedience for about a year and a half, 2 years. Oh, it was a minute. But the reality is this: I don't like going to the doctor, just like I don't like taking my car to a mechanic, because you go in there to get your windshield wipers removed and changed, and they tell you need a new motor. They always give you something you don't want.
They just give you a couple add-ons to consider.
Right, but I've always avoided the doctor because it's like, yo, I feel great. I'm cool. But I started to not feel great and not my normal self. And, so all that to say is I went to the doctor. I got my blood work done. And I went back a week later. And the doc was just like, yo, like, let me ask you a question. And I was like, what's up? He was like, how long do you want to live? Yeah. And I'm looking at doc. I'm like, bro, what kind of question is that? Like, and so I literally gave him an answer. I said, I got 2 scenarios in my brain. I got what I call the Hollywood script, where I will die on October the 9th, 2082, which is the one day after my 100th birthday. Now I said, that's a Hollywood script. I said, how
but
realistic
you said
that
it since I know you.
I've always said that. And I said, if I could live long enough to hold and meet my great grandkids, I said, man, that'd be cool. And he said, well, listen, Mike, he said, I'm just going to be honest with you. He said, I'm not God. I can't tell you when you're going to die, but I can tell you what these numbers say. And whenever you get your blood work done, it tells you everything. There's no finessing. It is gospel. And he was like, if you don't change your lifestyle, if you don't change the way you live, what you eat, what you drink. I drank a lot of Red Bulls. It wasn't like I was on liquor or alcohol, nothing like that. I just drank a lot of sugary drinks. He was like, you might live, if you're lucky, 10 more years. And I was just like, excuse me? You know what I mean? And so I understand that what I'm wanting to accomplish in my life and who I know God has called me to be, that I need 10 more years. I need more than 10 years, you know what I'm saying? And so it was just a gut check for me. And so all I did was I was overwhelmed. I was upset. I was pissed at myself. I was very sad that I let myself get to that point. A lot of emotions. And it was cool, though, because what was crazy was he said, and your blood pressure is so high right now that I can't even let you leave. And so this was like some real stuff, right? And I just, man, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I started crying. I just got emotional, like, 'cause I was scared, like, and I went to the bathroom and I said a prayer. I said, God, if you let my blood pressure be perfect when she checks it here in a few minutes, I promise I will do right. I made this commitment to God. I would do right for myself, which is my health, because our bodies is our temple.
Yes.
And I had been abusing my temple and not putting the right things in it. And I just happened to look in the mirror and I saw this shirt I had on, and it literally said that when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, you'll be successful. It's a quote by Eric Thomas. Shout out to Eric Thomas and everybody over there at ETA. And I saw that, and it was like a reminder right there, like, yo, you got this. You want to be successful. It's on you. Yeah. Like, you control what you put in your mouth, right? Like, nobody holds me down and says, Chinese food, this, that, or, you know, at Red Bull. It's like, yo, I control this. And so I just started walking. You know, I started drinking water, eating right. And, man, I feel great. I feel, like you said, that me being disciplined in one area of my life allowed me to be disciplined in other areas of my life. And I started thinking more clearly. I feel like my energy was better. My attitude was better because I eliminated a lot of things, which in result, this is Marriage Out Loud, made our marriage better.
Yeah.
And so, man, real fast before we get on to what we was gonna get on. I just want to challenge all of you wives, because us men are hard headed. I'm just telling you, for the most part, we are. Tell your husband go get his blood work done if he hasn't got his blood work done, and then men, take care of yourself. You know what I mean? It's an everyday. Yeah. It's an everyday thing, man. Like, so I just want to put that challenge out there.
Working so hard and neglecting yourself isn't going to help us if you die.
Right.
I mean, like the 10 years, like when you said that just now, again, I thought about it and I thought about, wait, in 10 years? That's too, no.
Well, I mean, when I started thinking about that, I'm like, yo, my son is 14. You mean to tell me he'll be 24?
Yeah, no.
Like, no way in hell.
No.
Like, not happening. Excuse my friends, but it ain't happening. You know what I mean? And so, yeah. So anyway, so that's the reason why I'm looking a little bit thinner. Yeah. And I ain't sick.
Nope.
I'm not on no medicine. I didn't go have no surgeries.
Nope.
I'm just out here working out. There's nothing wrong with getting surgery. There's nothing wrong with using medicine. So I'm not dissing. It's just the doctor told me I wasn't in a position where I needed that. He just said, hey, you control it, so go control it. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm doing. So shout out to the doc for scaring the hell out of me.
I think it has a ripple effect on, like, because when he started working out harder, I started working out harder because I'm like, ooh, I can't. Like, we've always been like that a little bit.
Yeah, not only that, as what I realized is if we just keep it 1,000, the man is the head of the household, and your family follows you. Mm-hmm. And your family gonna do what you gonna do.
Yeah.
And so, when I started working out and going hard, Heather started going hard. Then guess who else wanted to go hard and be better? Our son Isaac. And so I realized by me making these changes, I can't tell my son, who is an incredible basketball player, go hard, go hard, go hard. But all he does is see me sitting over there eating pizza and being a slob. You know what I mean? Like he's like, I don't respect it. You don't even live what you say.
Yeah.
And so I found out that now, even whenever he sees me going hard, he'll tell me all the time, good job, Dad. Like, man, good job. He's always like encouraging me and everything. And so now I know when I go to tell him, like, bro, let's go. Like, go hard, bro. Let's get it, man. Like, now he's like, okay, because I'm leading by example.
Yeah.
And so husbands, we all lead by example in our homes and our families. And you can't just be 100% in this area, but then slack in this area, but then try to hold people accountable in your family to this area when you're not even leading by example. And so that's a tough pill to swallow, right? And you can't pick and choose when you want to be the head of your house. You can't pick and choose when you want to be the leader. And like I say, I'm not batting 1,000 on everything. I'll be the first one to admit that. I see Heather over here cringing right now. Well, what you got? What you got? Go ahead. I'm gonna get this lit.
It wasn't cringe. I was just like, yes, I was openly agreeing with my face. I was openly agreeing.
That what that was?
Yes, that was an open agreement.
Okay.
That was an open agreement.
Open agreement. Come on, man. What you got for us today, honey? I know you got something. We've been talking about this episode for a while.
We have?
Yeah, you've been talking about how you said that we always talk about the beginning of our marriage.
Yeah.
We always talk about where we at now. Mm-hmm. But you always talk about that middle part. We really ain't how we got.
That middle part.
Right.
That middle part. Mike and I started our relationship in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I had lived there for total 20 years. Mike lived there for 10.
Right.
And then one day, Mike says he hears from the Lord.
Man.
And when you had, like, I just want to set the scene, is that I wanted to live in Charlotte forever.
Man, didn't you? I did too, though, to
be honest. I love Charlotte.
I still love Charlotte.
I thought it was, like, close to everything and did all the things. I really appreciated the town. And where I never was going to do was live in Arkansas.
That was a true story.
That's a never. Like,
that was a true story.
Why would I move to Arkansas as well? Like, why would I ever leave here and move to Arkansas?
Right, and I agree.
When you
somebody being from Arkansas, I never thought we'd move back.
Never move somewhere.
Yeah.
Best move I ever made, and best state, hands down. Go Hogs, best. Yeah,
man,
for you.
That blessed me.
I know it did.
That just man.
It jumped. It jumped.
No. No. My heart jumped that you said that.
That's what I was talking about.
Oh yeah. Okay, I had to make sure I was with you. I was tracking. Keep going.
Yeah, like my whole identity was kind of wrapped up in Charlotte. So to move here with Mike and know nobody, that'll do something to your marriage.
Well, what it did for our marriage,
moving somewhere with just us, my family wasn't here.
I didn't have no family here, but my brother Jesse. That was it. And he didn't even live here. He moved up here eventually.
Yeah.
I think why it's so important that we made that move, if I'm just being honest with you, because if a lot of y'all that's been listening to the podcast, we talk about jokingly how I moved in with Heather. right? I moved into her space, her house, her city, because I wasn't living in Charlotte at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I always felt like, metaphorically, that this was her house. This is her city. This is her area. And I kind of felt like I was just like a roommate, like really like we wasn't equal. Because I moved in with you. You was already settled. I'm the one that pulled up on you with a box fan.
You never really said that though when we were living there. At
Right,
the time.
but I mean, at the end of the day, I choose my battles daily. I didn't want to argue with you. You know what I mean? So
how are we gonna change that?
Well, I'm just saying. We wasn't talking about moving. So if I tell you I feel like I'm your roommate here and that this is your crib, that
you should have said, "Hey, I want to go buy another house."
I didn't have the money. I was making $9.50 an hour at FedEx.
No. That wasn't where you were making $9.50.
Oh, yeah, I only worked there a couple of weeks. I quit. But my point is, shut up. You
remember? That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm just laughing. I know my face didn't look like that. But anyway, you was asleep. You weren't even awake. You sitting there like this and just heard me talking. You wasn't even asleep. You wasn't even awake.
I want you to think about you right now, and like when things happen, and then I want you to think about 23-year-old Mike when things happen.
Oh, man.
Your face was definitely like,
no.
like, honey, think about you now.
No.
And then think about you at 23. Honey, when the fire alarm was going off in the house just the other day.
We ain't gonna get on that. Let's.
Mike calls me. It says, "What's going on?" What? Now, Mike, I'm in a car stuck in traffic. What do you mean what's going on? Mike, are you cooking anything? No. Can you do something? Can you walk around and can you see? Can you go look at all the things and see what's wrong with them? They're gonna blink red if there's a problem.
Listen, we ain't gonna talk about fire alarms today. I'm just saying
that, honey, when something happens that you don't like, you get the face.
Well, this is the thing. Listen. This is the thing. First of all, I was on the phone, so you don't know what my face looked like. Second of all,
your face looked like we had that when you came up and woke me up.
Okay, but that ain't got nothing to do with this. My point is this: the reason why I called you about that doggone fire alarm situation was because ain't nothing I gonna be able to do about it all by myself. Ain't nothing I was gonna be able to. Y'all listen, I got a 6-foot ladder, and you need a 12-foot ladder to get to the thing. And I just said, yo, what am I gonna do? This thing is beep, 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 all of them setting off. I'm going crazy. But anyway, I want to talk about. I called you for some help. We married. We together. We supposed to help one another when one of us is falling off and we can't think straight. With all them beeps going, I just couldn't think straight. So I called you. I won't call you again.
That's not the point, honey. I was talking about your response when things don't go the way that you want.
So
it's the same way.
So we moved.
Same way.
We moved from Charlotte, North Carolina to Bentonville, Arkansas. And what we were saying was that was probably it was the best move we ever did because we both relocated to a neutral spot where we both didn't have no kind of ties here. And we both picked out the house together. We both did everything together. And it wasn't like, oh, I get a wife. Oh, she comes with a house. She comes with this. She comes with that. You know what I'm saying? And the dopest thing I think what I'm trying to get at with this is that we both heard God together and we both have peace about something that where we was going that we know that unless God told us to go, we wasn't going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so what was cool was we had to have a trust in one another, a unity in one another like we've never had because it ain't like I came here and it was Team Mike once I got here or we moved to Virginia where it's Team Heather because that's where she's from and that's where all her people at.
Yeah.
Like it was dope because we got to see us make a decision together, us put faith and action together and trust God in a way that we've never and also have a little young man in kindergarten, you know what I'm saying, together, who's now going into the 9th grade in a couple of months. And so my point is this, is that I feel like in our marriage, it allowed us to grow closer and it allowed us to trust one another in a way that we've never trusted one another before because we went into a space that we've never been into with each other.
Yeah.
And so I say all that to say this, for all of y'all that's thinking about making a move, starting a business or making a jump, but you're comfortable where you're at, man, pray about it. Because we was comfortable in Charlotte. To this day, I still love Charlotte.
Yeah.
If God told us to move back to Charlotte tomorrow, we would go. And Isaac keeps saying he wants to go to UNC or Duke. So you never know. We might move back to North Carolina one day. who knows? I mean, it's gonna take God, 'cause I love it here. I don't want to go nowhere. So all my people listening, I'm not moving. But I'm just saying, like, make that move. Don't be afraid. But also trust God for your life, because He may be sending you to a place of the land of milk and honey, but you want to stay where you at just because you're comfortable.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's where I'm at with that.
So last episode we told Travis to really
TP,
make it clear.
TP.
To wave really hard when we were at 25 minutes, and he just did.
So that way we can hold y'all accountable and ourselves accountable. We don't hold y'all hostage on this podcast.
Well, I'll wrap it up and say this about, like, again, we both agree this is one of our best moves. I think that if you're a couple that has been heavily influenced with your friendships, your family, and you feel like, man, my it just feels so unsure here. I'm always confused, like, because you let your people kind of in too much, and then some opportunity comes for you to move, go on and move. Like people ask me all this, like, not all the time. I've had friends that have had to leave here and move other places, and I was like, it was the best thing for my marriage to be just me and him, and like building more of a sturdy foundation with you. Because I didn't have any friends. He's it. All I have is Isaac, and so I had to just build with him, and then now my friends can easily be hit. In Charlotte, I had friends that weren't his friends because I had been there for so long.
Vice versa.
And he had friends. But now all of my friends, all of his friends, we can all be friends. I can go hang out with his guys. He can come sit around and be around the girls, and ain't nobody going like, I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know you like that.
Yeah.
And so it was really cool to see our relationship flourish and be somewhere different without any of that outside influence.
And to be honest with you, the type of friends that we were able to make here pretty quickly, I would say, were people that were the same as us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so it was cool because they're entrepreneurs a lot of the times. Yep. They're believers. Mm-hmm. They have kids the same age as Isaac. Mm-hmm. And so it was just such a natural, just a natural thing for us, and it's cool because, there is that faith thing that you still got to have whenever you bust a move like that, when you uproot your family and you move to a whole nother space that you've never been to. But it's also dope because you see God in ways you don't see him when you're in your comfort zone. Oh, yeah. So by us getting out of our comfort zone and trusting God and moving to another land, per se, there's not one thing I can think of. It's like, dang, man, I wish we wouldn't have came here.
And thinking about moving here, though, honey, like when we moved here, it wasn't easy.
No.
Like, there was nothing like to be like, oh, y'all made the right move by doing here.
It was tough.
It was tough. Like, I moved here, and then I immediately started working at Walmart in a temp job that I really wasn't crazy about. Yeah. But the setup was real. God set me up for what I ended up doing at that company.
But you know what's dope about that, though, honey?
What?
Because I know a lot of people. For instance, when I think about you, right? When we was in Charlotte, for y'all that don't know, Heather was the traffic reporter for KNWA. No, that's here.
That's here.
What was NBC Charlotte? What was the actual call?
Traffic anchor.
Traffic anchor.
Because that was Monday through Friday.
But hear me out. She was on the morning show, the most watched show. Her face was on billboards, on buses. Y'all, we couldn't even go places and eat sometimes because people would pull up on Heather in the restaurant, like, oh my God, I watch you every morning. She locally famous.
I loved it.
She was living her dream.
I loved it.
To come to a place that nobody knew you.
Nope.
That it was that you and I'll say this, you went from a really nice spot in Charlotte to a job that, like, to a lot of people that did what you were doing, they would think that was beneath them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you never had pride to say that's beneath me. No. You know what I mean? And so even if it looks like from a professional standpoint, it's a step down, even if you feel like it's beneath you, it's not. That God will use things to get you to where he's at for a meantime in between time to really set you up and to catapult you and to trampoline your butt where he needs you to go to. You know what I'm saying? And so,
TP did a little dance on that. So I did. I feel like he was feeling it.
Yeah, he was feeling it. Either that or he was stepping over a wire.
But I know he did a little thrust. So I saw the movement.
But my point is this, man, is that be open to what God may have for you and your family. Yes. Even if it's in a place that neither one of you've ever been to. Mm-hmm. Because I promise you, faith is where it's at, like going where God has you going. And what's been so cool about that, whenever we was, and I'll end it with this right here, is that I'll never forget when we was when we finally hit the interstate. We was on 85 South. We was headed towards Arkansas, right? And I just remember in my brain, I was sitting there thinking, and then, y'all, this is me being honest with y'all. Like I remember looking in the rearview mirror and I saw the skyline of Charlotte, right? And I just started like getting teary-eyed. I'm like, yo, thank you, God, that I got a wife that believes in this vision enough that we're going to start this business, that we're going to start all over. We're going to build something together. That Isaac, he don't really understand what's going on. All we told Isaac was, hey, we finna move to Arkansas, and if you cool with it, we're going to buy you a basketball goal. He was like,
he was like,
I'm
okay,
down.
I got a basketball goal.
Yeah, let's
I'm
go.
good.
Let's move. And so I just remember seeing that skyline, and I remember God was just telling me, he said, look, don't look in the rear view, look through the windshield. Mm-hmm. I'm sending you to where I want you to be. I'm sending you to the land of milk and honey. I'm sending you, this is your territory. I'm sending you, it's gonna be great. You know what I mean? Just trust me. And I just remember I was like, God, you gotta make this work. You got to make this work. Because if this does not work, Heather would divorce me and she would move back to Virginia and take Isaac from me. You know what I mean? Like, because I mean, the reality, like, that's literally what I was thinking to myself. But I said, God, even after with all of that being said in my brain, as I'm thinking, as a man, you think about all this stuff, right? You don't want to lose your family. She believes in you. She's trusting you. But I said, God, you're bigger than all of that too, though. You know what I mean? And so it's like, God, I'm not going to operate in fear. I'm going to operate in faith. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to operate in just these emotions. I'm going to operate in truth.
Yeah.
And God, this is what you told me. This is what you told my wife. Mm-hmm. This is what we've agreed upon. Isaac is at peace with it, as even though he's a kindergartner, but he was excited. And I just said, God, we're going to trust you.
Yeah.
And that's what you have to do. You just have to trust God that he's going to call you in life, in your marriage, to do some things that you may not, when you and your husband and wife was forecasting y'all's future during the dating stage and the engagement stage. Yo, that was your script.
Yeah.
If you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. That's what the old saying used to say. And just let God lead you and be obedient.
And know that it's not necessarily, like I mentioned, it's not going to be super easy at first. Like, you're going to get all these signs that might be pointing you made a mistake. I mean, moving here, I think I got car sick. Really wasn't in love with the job. Like, there's so many things to say, this isn't it. But when you got a word from God, when you got him saying, no, go do this, no matter what you see, you stick with what you heard God say. You don't stick with what you feel. You don't stick with what you see. You stick with what God says, because if we had left or said, this is you for the birds, we wouldn't be where we are today. So because we stuck it through, because I stuck it through at Walmart, because I stuck it through, I have my own business today because I stuck it through and remember what God said. And so I'm grateful for that job. I'm grateful for all the things that happened along the way, because now I can really appreciate, in hindsight, going, man, it was challenging moving here, but boy, it was worth it.
And I'll say this too. I always remember what God told you. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, if Heather just would have hung on what I said.
Oh, yeah. I would have been like.
Right. Yeah. Because I would have set myself up for failure. If I just would have held on to what Heather said.
Yeah. Get a word from God for you.
Get a word of God from you and then act upon it.
Yeah. And hold on to it.
And it'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, make that move. Start that business.
Come on.
Go to marriageoutloud.com.
Right now.
Go to all the social medias. Share
Instagram,
it.
YouTube, Facebook. Go on and like that.
All of that.
Go share it. You know what? You know you got a homegirl that need to hear this.
Yeah.
You know she's trying to make a decision right now about moving, and she's mad about having to go because her husband being relocated. Tell that girl.
Listen to this podcast.
It's going to help you out.
It's going to bless you.
We hope it blessed you today.
Marriage Out Loud. Check it out.
It blessed me.